Welcome everyone to Squirm's look at the latest Sony State of Play. Sony decided to kick off SGF early, so let's have a look and see what they turned in literally 2 days before June.
Hi everyone, I'm Asad Kizilbash, Head of Product at PlayStation Studios and Head of PlayStation Pro.
Hey Asad.
I'm here to welcome one of the newest members of the PlayStation Studios family, Firewalk. This team brings together some of the most talented developers in our industry, with an incredible pedigree in the online multiplayer space. We announced their first game, Concord, last year, and today, they're revealing gameplay captured in-engine on PS5. But first, here's an extended vignette introducing some of the cool characters you'll find in the Concord galaxy. Enjoy.
Okay, this is Concord. They did mention, I think it was mentioned it was in development.
Yeah, by Firewalk, one of the PlayStation Studios.
Oh, I saw Kratos and Ratchet there.
That's
Then
the
again, it's
usual logo
PlayStation,
there.
yeah.
Because again, ever since
Studio style logo.
ever since that, everyone wants to do that.
Crater City. Job, intercept Blue Buddy.
I love Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah. It does give me that vibe, yeah. We have
Alright,
here...
so the game
Oh,
starts
it's
with them
back of the
falling to their
clones.
death.
Never mind.
A few moments
Also, I think
earlier.
Sunset Overdrive is slightly more vibrant.
Wasn't the plan. It was a spontaneous, creative decision made after years of careful research.
Being really old and almost dying a bunch doesn't count as research.
Almost dying is the best way to
Sorry,
live
we have Guardians of the Galaxy at home.
How much longer for the upload?
A few more minutes. Hey,
With Winston from Overwatch.
you like it. Trust me.
Heh, cute.
Do not trust him.
Oh, where's this coming from?
It's coming from you back on the ship saying, trust me, we're professionals. We'll stick to the plan. We can do this. And then, that. That was not the plan.
Technically, it was a plan.
All right, place your bets. Is this a live service hero shooter?
That
Place
was
your
not
bets.
a good exposition.
My bet is yes.
I'll be waiting outside.
Well, we already knew that Concord was a first-person
We'll be taking
shooter.
this off your hands. What?
Oh,
No.
But is it a hero
They asked
shooter?
if it's a live
Hero shooter, live
service.
service, battle passes,
thing.
whole thing.
yeah.
Oh, that. Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, there are good live service
Like, it looks like that
games.
kind of thing. It looks like, like, here's our Redfall.
Valve is currently also developing one on its own, as far as we know.
Oh no, hot sauce, our one weakness.
Oh, there's our traversal.
Slow them down a little for you. Meet at the rendezvous point.
Wait, what? Where's the rendezvous? I didn't catch that.
Copy that,
Is this gonna be Sony's take on Overwatch, I wonder?
Yeah, these are our hero characters. You're seeing all the power up. Yeah.
I'm sure how. I'm not
So
sure
are
if
we
Overwatch
killing the
is
Justice
Okay,
League
Bill,
today or what?
well, so
Yep, each one of them has a special ability.
You're still mad at me?
I do like this trash can Monsters Inc. canister looking robot.
Yes.
One off. This is you.
Nice
He's got
shot.
Squidward's reflower. There's his voice.
I am developing a taste for destruction.
so this is like a Baymax. Was a vicious killing machine.
Cute.
So what you're saying, Baymax during a specific section of the climax of the movie.
Well,
Yeah.
if he actually talked and was still polite.
Also, the Dark Baymax is from Kingdom Hearts.
Dishonorably.
True,
And also,
yeah.
we're back.
No, it's Omega.
Let him go. Let's see a character death immediately.
It looks like we're gonna have to jump.
Good job.
Oh my god.
This is how the Bad Batch ends. The Bad Batch season 2 ends.
Let go also.
One off. Do not dare.
But we were supposed to stick together.
If you let go,
Damn.
I will be
Oh, look, there they are.
I am
Drax?
glad you avoided
Is that my
this
Drax?
horrible death.
Almost
That is a horrible line.
Learn how not to die.
and it's awkwardly delivered as well.
This trailer as a whole tends to be a bit on the cringe side with the writing.
This is definitely all over the place. I do like some of the vibes, but
Like, as a
ooh,
gameplay
some of the
presentation to give
writing.
an idea of what the characters can do, yeah, you know.
I mean, this is the best Netflix original I've ever seen.
I will say this though, yeah, we don't know exactly what the gameplay is yet.
Well, again, if it's like
AKA it's a
Overwatch and
AAA
stuff,
game trailer. Show us cinematic. What's the gameplay? Who cares?
Promise. We were apart for so long. I thought I'd never feel your fiery embrace again.
You sound ridiculous.
That sounds like this sounds like an internet provider. This looks like I'm about to like order a new phone service.
Concord. Okay.
5v5 heroes.
First-person shooter set in a vibrant sci-fi.
Helldiver.
No.
In Concord, from the moment you log on, you are part of the crew of the North Star.
As the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Known in our galaxy.
The Guardians of the Galaxy killed it. One's got a boomerang. It really is kill the Justice League.
They take high-stake jobs on worlds across wild space, where they face
better
other
than that.
fiercely competitive.
Okay, here's gameplay. Okay, here's gameplay. Let's
Well,
go.
again, the
Here's the
gameplay
very
is
first
more
look
akin to
at the gameplay
Overwatch
of
and Team
Concord.
Fortress 2.
It's a hero shooter. I knew it. Hey, minor.
Let's see how this one is.
Take it for granted. Being a free gunner means, well, you're free.
That's a hero shooter, all right.
Yeah, you better run. Free gunners have a shot at making something of themselves, a chance to be someone. All right.
I love Valorant. I mean Overwatch. I mean.
Okay, so I'm not sure if that opening story cinematic was just Overwatch flavor in the sense that, oh, there's story in the trailer, but not in the actual game, or if there is an actual campaign going
I
about.
wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Birch actually wrote it.
I think what's weird about that cinematic is that it doesn't really show us much of that enemy team, so you wouldn't be able to tell it was 5v5 from the cinematic.
Oh, so again, just like Overwatch's trailers back in the start. It was like Overwatch suggested there was going to be a narrative, but there was not in the original
Overwatch
game.
had a narrative. It just wasn't. They just didn't have a campaign.
Considering part of that involved killing Reinhardt, I'm kinda glad we did not go through, because it sounded like a recipe for disaster.
I mean, okay, I'll say this. This game looks like it could have potential. I can also say I've seen quite a lot of games with these first vibes that have not turned out well, so if it turns out great, that's good, but it's not gonna go high on my radar.
Also have to see if it's, again, we just mentioned Overwatch, we have to see if it's strictly just multiplayer based or will it actually have PvE content.
Yeah,
because again, Helldivers manages to work out without having the need to have a single player campaign. So...
Like what's the unique gameplay mechanic here? Like what's the sauce?
Well, one seems to be more essential for a sniper, another about close range and absorbing projectiles. Again, it's stuff, you know, classic archetypes of, you know, hero shooters.
That's why they destroyed the hot sauce in the beginning, because this is mild.
Yeah. Or like mid.
There's like actually a quote from Claptrap when he's actually written better as in the Poker Night 2. That's like watered down marinara, weak sauce.
I do like this dust guy though. I like that everything's just based around dust and air manipulation.
Again, the robot character seems to be the more interesting out of all of them.
It's always the robots. It's always the robots that are cool.
I'm gonna give
and I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh no, not the robot.
I'm gonna give this game this. Every IP, every new IP has to start somewhere. So even if this does seem a bit derivative, I can acknowledge it's doing its take on stuff. That said, I can't promise I'll be interested in it, especially if there is no PvE or single-player content. I'm not saying that a game can't draw me in while being multiplayer-based, like, I mean, okay, Multiverses is absolutely multiplayer-based. Although Multiverses has the benefit that it's free to play, so yeah.
The thing is that like Multiverses went off the bat to, you know, to explain the main gimmick is the focus on 2v2.
Right.
Okay, well here's there's some more focus on narrative. Okay, narrative arcs. All right, so there's your gimmick. We actually have a story here.
Okay.
Between matches, there will be cinematics that are progressing these characters. Okay,
I'm
all
guessing
right.
with each season, you know, battling season, of new stuff will be added.
And I guess it could be interesting if they give like a narrative arc to each playable character. Ooh,
And yeah, like Erman also did confirm again, every live service game like this will be both simultaneously on PlayStation and PC simultaneously. Again, it worked on Helldivers.
I will give this game credit. It did not look so much like Avengers that I was dreading it, unlike how I felt with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
That being said, I'm more interested, again, for the hero shooters, I'm more interested in the actual Marvel one, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely more interested in the Marvel
God
one
of
too.
War Ragnarok on PC.
There's my Fortnite confirmation.
Yeah, God of War Ragnarok's coming to PC. Yeah, that makes sense eventually. Yeah.
You seem like
And that's why we waited so long.
Fallon, how funny would it be if he still don't come to Fortnite in spite of this being
If he still doesn't come to Fortnite, I'm causing a riot.
But yeah, no, God of War Ragnarok coming to PC. That's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. First one did.
Sony seemed to have gotten a lot more comfortable to sharing their IPs with PC. Just, you know, wait a few years.
Because that's just too
Except
funny.
Bloodborne. Bloodborne can die.
Weird. That is so weird. There's a definite market for Bloodborne on PC.
when it burns me.
Cool.
Ultra wide support, whatever.
So Kratos.
Kratos, see how far that blade can go across the whole screen.
So Kratos, got
For
any
me,
more?
for me, like the two big highlights of the story of this game: the climax of the main campaign and the Valhalla DLC.
Which is included. Good. So Kratos, got any more?
That was technically a free update, so I'm not sure why they're even talking about it as a DLC.
Valhalla was a free DLC on the PlayStation, so obviously this would be
September
already in
19,
there.
2024.
So,
Awesome.
So Kratos, got any more PlayStation Battlestars Royale trivia to tell us about?
No, boy.
Is this Phantom Blade 0?
Man, I'm still wait, hold on.
Soldiers and officials alike oppress the people for personal gain. And the people must turn to thievery for food.
Oh, Omega Force, that's the Tecmo Koei studio.
Ghost of the jungle.
Perhaps
Oh,
this
wait,
is
is
heaven's
this-
way of lamenting the state of the land.
Do we have a new Dynasty
Men are
Warriors
powerless
again?
at the feet
I was
of
about to
God.
say Dynasty. Like, this like
Would
Dynasty?
even so.
Like,
It feels like
this is
Dynasty
Dynasty
Warriors.
Warriors, isn't it?
yeah, Dynasty.
Usually,
Dynasty's cool.
Usually Omega Force tends to do that, but if I recall correctly. Either that or it's Samurai Warriors. Usually, yeah, that seems more like that.
I mean, like, next-gen Dynasty Warriors, I mean, like, come on. You can put in hundreds and hundreds of more people on the screen. I mean, like, come on, that's awesome.
People are gonna still pick Lubu anyway.
They always pick
In
Lubu.
a world of chaos.
Well, my stream kept glitching, and I don't know why.
Whoa.
Now, this is my kind of game.
Famous Hero Rises.
Origins.
Origins. Huh.
Okay.
Infold?
Coming 2025.
Little thing.
There's
a little
Seems
thing.
like apparently I'm the one who's ahead. What the fuck?
got
is
your
going
little
on?
Try refreshing the page.
It wasn't a dream.
The hell is that?
Really transported to Mirrorland.
Of a style-savvy RPG.
Wait, I think we already seen a trailer for this in the past, I think.
You ready
Yes,
for it?
isn't this...
Ready?
That's a very unique, what? RPG, style-savvy, platform action,
You're an
what?
idol
This looks like
in
the Bottom
this?
Wonder War team.
I don't know what I'm looking at. I mean, like, in a good way. It's kind of, this is very abstract. It's very weird.
So, playing as
Genshin? Style-savy?
Chiro, you
That
can
rock
fire
thing
the
from
cat
Mario
out of a
Galaxy?
cannon. How does that make you feel?
There you go, Shiro.
It reminds me of the people who pretend to use their cats as like shotguns. So, give me the cat gun. Give me the cat gun. Give me the cat gun.
Don't want to know about Postal 2.
So it's like Renault from Final
Oh,
Fantasy VIII, except
I am
it's
well
a
aware of the Postal series.
Okay, then.
I have a friend who is
I mean, it
really
looks
into that.
beautiful. This game looks
It
beautiful.
does. It does.
Stunning.
It does.
What team is actually behind that? I don't really think this is a first party title. Infinity
The dresses are very pretty.
They definitely seem to emphasize taking pictures too.
Yeah, it's weird. That's such a unique thing. You mix a fashion game with an action
Nikki.
RPG. That's so weird, but cool.
No, I just like puffy dresses.
Puffy dresses and cat. What the heck? Okay, that got dark all
the
of a
same
sudden.
people, apparently. This is the bad ending of Infinity, Nikki.
Okay, I think these actually might be Phantom Blade.
Oh my,
Zero.
that seamless transition almost made me think that we're still looking at the same damn game. With how bizarre it is, I mean, like, I wouldn't blame it. Frozen 2? Doctor Strange?
Into the mist, they say. Does that make you like a mist walker?
Inferior shades.
Why do we have to bear the consequences of such power?
Never changes. War. Mortality. These essences shall not fall into your treacherous hands.
Is that a club that makes explosions?
Maybe, well, more like a spear mace by the looks of it, but yeah.
Either way, I saw it explode, and that's cool.
Feels like Elden Ring's younger brother with these designs.
Ever since the start of the PS4.
There you go, then there's your Bloodborne.
Okay, technically ever since the start of the PS4, but more so with the PS5, everyone wants to do particle effects these days.
No matter what
Ballad
happens,
of Antara.
we did not betray this world.
Way of Water.
The Ballad of
Next
Antara.
year. Okay, next.
Next one, Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
VR2. Oh, I sleep.
Oh yeah, I think this is Skydance has made a game studio.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I still have. There's still no fucking news about when their new animated movie comes out, even though supposedly it comes out this year.
I thought I could be a hero and break the curse. But I was a fool.
For a second thought, I was talking about that this is a Walking Dead game. I was like, what?
Nah, just from the developers of it.
And the gods that walk among us thirst for death.
Is it me? Is it me, or is that frame rate looking pretty bad?
That's VR for you.
I mean, like, it's kind of shameful that you're showing that in your trailer.
Look, like, this is one of the reasons VR will never capture me. I get it. I get why people like it. It just is never going to be for me because it does not feel immersive enough to warrant paying all that extra money for that peripheral.
Also, I just think immersion's overrated. I mean, like, you have to deal with the fact that you're swinging that sword with your real hand. You have to deal with your real hand, and thus reaction times can't be as snappy. I want fast games.
And it can
fast games mean suspending your disbelief.
And the immersion can be so easily
fading is that at the same time they have to make sure that motion edge detection, go around in a good, decent way, and as a result, to avoid, potential, misfire or glitches. And unfortunately,
I do understand.
Yes, go on, Sheila, sorry.
No, sorry.
Behemoth, you can get flattened by a foot and feel it.
Wow, some people will really like that, I'm sure.
Yes,
Alien.
Yes, Shirin.
You're saying, Shirin?
I understand what Phelan means, but also in some VR games, I can just be a cat and knock shit over for the lols. So VR isn't that bad.
Anyway, yeah, VR game.
Broken clock is right twice a day.
Is this isolation VR?
I mean, yeah.
Like if it said 20th century, so it has to be Alien, and yep, it's Alien.
Is this VR support for isolation?
You have to understand, everybody. She gave up her humanity to become a cat instead.
Oh, Alien.
Yes, I did.
Rogue incursion.
Reject humanity.
Yep, reject humanity.
Become an alien.
I reject my humanity, Jojo.
That's the point. It's a reference to 100 Girlfriends.
That reminds me. It was this lady that introduced baby steps last time. Can we see more baby steps, please?
I'm back on State of Play to introduce more exciting
I almost
titles.
forgot about baby steps.
Starting with a highly anticipated PvP shooter, playable soon on PS5.
Is this Marvel's Blade, maybe?
Oh, here we are. Here comes. It's Rivals, isn't it?
Yeah, the one that was mentioned before, the Marvel hero shooter.
From one hero shooter to another.
like I said, this one actually more interesting and it fits more because each hero does have the unique perks that will fit for the battlefield. So it also allows.
I was gonna say, looks like they've added in some new original characters for the universe too.
Oh no, only again what I was saying is that they take advantage of not just bilking with the movie designs, which would be the easiest thing to do, but instead based around the comics and picking some obscure choices.
That definitely helps. I'm guessing they probably took note kind of the backlash that they were starting to get from focusing only on the movies. Hey!
Everything, again, Ultimate Alliance 3 also did that, for the sake of that.
It's a cool style, but it's not my genre. It's not my thing.
That said, holy cow, Mantis is going for a fantasy redesign in this one's look.
I mean, every character does that, so it's kind of like with Disney Mirrorverse. Each character is technically recognizable enough, but there's something added to them. So...
Of course, Storm is the goat as usual.
And again, the one organizing everything is Galacta, Galactus' daughter, of course.
Love it.
Okay, let's see how mankind.
Like the style's fantastic.
Maybe she has better eyes for heralds than her dad.
Hey,
T'Challa.
Everstone.
So yeah, Marvel Rivals looks nice.
This is the... Is this the Capcom game, the UMP that they were developing? The one that's basically not only Musha.
It's an Everstone studio though.
I summoned big fish!
Well, that's Capcom rebranded and I didn't know about it.
Again, for all we know, this was subcontracted to a minor studio from them.
It's possible.
Voice summoning animals against their personas. Finally, Persona 5 Arena.
Wow, the art style taking a drastic shift.
They're trying to appeal to everyone to milk that game for as much as it's worth.
Beautiful.
I mean, you're buying it, so...
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, here's your Dissidia.
It's not a good thing, the fact that you're starting to think like Todd Howard.
How about this shit? How about this, Shiro? How about this, Shiro? In the next Persona 5...
Was that dude surfing on bamboo? That's awesome.
It's Persona 5 again, except everybody's a cat this time.
Okay, I'll buy it.
It's
everyone. Morgana's the only one that's actually not a cat.
It's the wuxia genre failing, the same old Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or it's the opposite, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't care what Morgana says. If he has that form, he's a cat, okay?
Right.
He'll never beat the cat allegations.
No, he won't.
Oh, is this the Until Dawn remake?
Yeah, like I was thinking from Until Dawn, ain't it?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, look at that. Look, there's that snow. Until Dawn.
I guess enough time has passed for an Until Dawn remake.
No,
I actually recently...
It's tying to the movie.
I think. Sorry, go on, Shiro, mention after that.
I recently saw an LP of the first game. Pretty cringe in a good way.
It's actually fun, but I know that the creatures that are part of the big twist are currently the subject of controversy, so maybe these remake also serves to change their names as a result.
Can you tell that Until Dawn
I know why, yeah.
Can you tell that Until Dawn was made by ex-Quantic Dream members?
It even has Rami Malek, if I recall correctly, in it.
Huh.
That explains the dialogue.
Yeah.
Having Rami Malek in something.
No, I think she's talking about the Quantic Dream members.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the quantum style dialogue, that script.
Jessica.
I wonder if they're going to tinker with the ending reveal, though, given that one plot point in Until Dawn, which is, holy cow, really makes you think in the worst ways possible.
Until Dawn.
PCFI and PC, fall 2024.
Autumn.
What we need for an Halloween
it's
release?
Autumn, you cowards.
But yeah, no, the Halloween release would be nice.
Path of Exile 2.
Oh, Path of Exile.
Ah,
Ooh.
Exile 2. Alright then.
There was a Path of Exile 1.
You know what grinds my gears?
Enox, that's not Enox.
Grinding gear games. Yeah, that's what they do.
Nobody grinds my gears.
Peaceful land. But each day descends.
I put so many hours in the first one.
Oh, not good, huh?
Besiege us.
Yeah, it is.
The very earth is being
It's what Diablo should be, basically.
once our protectors have turned on us. And now they come for me.
I don't have a spell ready. I don't have a spell
No, to be
ready.
fair,
don't have a
I
spell
did.
ready.
Top-down CRPG, however, so I don't that.
To be fair, I did spend a lot of hours. Don't ask me about the story.
Okay.
I have no idea what the hell happens.
Okay, man.
I mean, it cannot be that bad.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that most of the time I'm just skipping the story
Okay.
in the game. So.
Yeah, I think that line can be used potentially out of context if people don't like a presentation.
Like seeing the words couch co-op, such a weird, rare thing to see these days.
I know, right? It's insane.
Get into the two is these monsters' head. It's funny.
Okay.
Early access late this year.
I'll say this state of play has substance to it. I'll give them that. They didn't even
It's got
waste too much
variety,
time
at
on the
least.
VR too.
Only that we have
Still.
only 2 minutes left.
This actually is.
Excuse me.
Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, Silent Hill 2. Okay, never mind. I guess
Konami
this
has a
shows
dedicated presentation for that.
Alright.
Well, maybe this is like they're gonna end this trailer with see more at the Konami thing, basically,
I
probably.
think you should stay away.
There's a Konami
This
thing?
town, there's
Yeah.
something.
Specifically
wrong
about Silent
with it?
Hill.
Alright.
You know, you're really
Still
silent.
no, and still no word on what the fuck is going on with the Snake Eater remake.
I'll be careful.
I'm not
Oh,
I mean,
lying.
is there
considering
any
how long
trouble
it's
in
taking for
paradise?
this, I can't know, but you know, it's just not other trailers this last year.
I'm going either way.
Lick the diner.
No, you shouldn't be here.
I'm very concerned about. I'm very concerned because the developer that's making this remake, just before this, they made the Medium, which was a game that had a lot of problematic elements in its story. So hopefully they don't put their greasy hand all over the original game's story.
Also, I'm sorry. This looks more like Resident Evil than Silent Hill.
Oh no, Jova, the only difference is just the behind the shoulder camera, which is something that later games actually, you know, carries over, so it's nothing that much different. But the gameplay so far from what I've seen still seems to retain what the original did, including the clunkiness intentional, you know, to put you at unease. But to see. October 8th, oh, this year. Wow, I thought it was going to be released later.
Oh my gosh, you called it! But instead it's on a live stream. Called it, man.
Capcom announced this next game last
There you
December,
go.
offering just a glimpse of what's in store for their celebrated franchise. Today, I
announced
am
it last
so
December.
excited to
What
share
was it?
the first full game.
Is it Monster Hunter Wilds?
Yeah, Monster Hunter.
Probably.
Right. Monster Hunter. Sorry, the new Monster Hunter game was premiered at the Game Awards, right?
I was trying to remember what happened in December. But yeah, Game Awards.
Find a good spot, we can get things set up and ready to go. And then we can get started. This is gonna be great.
The lip sync seems a bit.
I hope we find
It's
questionable.
We will find the One Piece in the Dune Sea.
Yar. Again, ever since World, the Monster Hunter games tried to be more involved with their stories. Not that the previous titles did not have it, but it was more, you know, not the big focus.
Incredible.
I'm guessing it was their way to try and draw in the single-player market to get more people enticed in the games.
Well, even in the other games, single player was a big thing. It's just that it was more stylized in an arcade fashion, while receiving basic dialogue and a more basic story without many cutscenes or dialogues.
Now to lead it away from the pack, we'll make for the desert.
Right.
Good integration of both.
We have no option.
Okay, good integration of both story and gameplay segments. That's nice.
It's definitely a unique setting, having it set in Arrakis.
Well, no, Phelan. The 3DS games also had that. That's where the I keep forgetting the name. The whale, elder dragon, the sea, the desert whale that showed up also in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite came from.
Well, in that case, it still seems certainly fresh because you're dealing with something that's not the 3DS, so you're able to get a lot more out of the graphics in terms of all the little granules of sand and such. He's a bear! Get out of here!
So is this like Capcom's second biggest franchise at the minute next to
First,
Resident Evil?
Resident Evil is the second wave.
Like, Monster Hunter is the big moneymaker because it's, well...
It's, the 3DS games are the ones that actually allow Capcom to pick up the pace back when everyone was trying to, you know, not care about their titles.
Like, you have to understand, Monster Hunter consistently sells like hotcakes. There are maybe some or a few that don't do well, but Monster Hunter is the closest
ever
in
since the 3DS game. Before those, they were, you know, more considered niche. Not completely obscure, but they were not selling like now.
That said, I do
World was the big... No, the 3DS were the big game changers.
That said, Wilds is coming to multiple platforms, right?
Yes.
Next year.
Right,
At
because,
least on
you know...
PC.
Oh, save data bonuses.
From Iceborne and Ward.
Yeah, if you get like the save data.
PS Studio, alright, first party.
Alright,
yes.
one last thing.
There
It's my turn to
is.
be happy. It's my turn to be happy. More sand. It's got a little thing.
So
Is that a
Astro
s-
died.
Oh.
It's got a little robot fox, little robot fennec.
Yeah, sure.
It's my king. My king is back.
No, I was about to ask if I was a fennec.
Hey, look, the DualSense is now chasing after
It's
us.
alive.
So Astro died.
Thank God it's not
ended
VR.
up in
Thank
the,
God it's not VR.
Ended up in the Monster Hunter world. Now he escaped.
Ow. Let me
This
guess.
looks awesome. Is it entirely airborne? No, it has to be supposed. Okay, good. It's platform. That classic Astro platform is still here. Yeah, boy, yeah.
I bet you they'll be throwing in all sorts of throwbacks again to a lot of Sony's properties, but this time it can be a full-fledged game that isn't packaged with the PS5, so it might even be bigger.
I mean, I don't see any references here this time.
No, the
narratively
VR Astrobot game that was made for the PS4, that one didn't have any particular reference.
Yeah.
The reason Astro's Playroom had all those references was because it was meant to be like a big celebration game. This one isn't. There you go.
Yeah, it's just entirely original.
Okay, that works too.
Astrobot isn't known for making references.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind, there are references.
Okay. Well then.
Yep.
Hey, copyright. Okay, well, never mind. This is what Astro is now. Not complaining.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining.
Maybe it's like a hub where they hang out.
This is no server on the PS5.
My PS5
Oh my God, he turned into a PS5.
The Yankee game.
I turned myself into a PS5.
There you go.
Also, I'm totally calling it now. If Sony ever do make another fighting game, I could so see Astro being like the lead main character for it, if only because he's the one who unites them. Hey, look, a Shadow of the Colossus.
Finally, he summoned the Deku tree.
And we have a talking tree.
Hey, Kratos.
That flaming lava handle did seem like...
Kratos.
Oh, Crash to Insanity
Oh my gosh, he gets
reference.
the axe! That's so cool. The Lego Movie 2's climax?
There it is, Astrobot. Yay.
Holy cow, this looks awesome.
Just go to Astrobot. Yeah.
It does.
This definitely...
This is the capper. If they're treating this as the capper, I'm going good.
6, 2024. And alright,
I'll take it, boys. I'll take it.
Okay.
Yep. You want the pre-order date?
I am so there because I love Astro's Playroom so
This
much.
was definitely easily the biggest highlight for me.
Okay, that's a good way to end it. That's a good way to end it. There you go, boys.
This global celebration runs through June 12th. with deals on PlayStation Store, great new content coming to PlayStation Plus, and much more.
All right.
So, yeah, I assume you'll be tackling this one for the channel, Pedro.
Obviously. I mean, Astrobot is awesome.
Astro's a winner. It's a real winner up here.
Yeah, all this is coming out this year or next year.
Despite being only a 3-hour game, Astro's Playroom is still one of the best 3D platformers you can find out there.
It's fantastic. It is fantastic. I can't wait.
I'm
I can't wait to play more. I will shell out my 100 Canadian dollars to play more.
I am so happy Team Azobi got a chance to make a full-length Astro platformer. That's so great.
All right, I believe that is a wrap.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. We did some unique varieties of games here.
Alright. This was alright. I mean, not many of the games spoke to me exactly, but there was at least a lot of variety. Again, they're not all just like insert first-person shooter here, or they're not all just they're not even all just or they're more out there tones that we got in some cases. They all had different styles, and the PC announcements I thought were solid too, even if I'm never going to get them run on this thing. Maybe if I get a Steam Deck, but it's not likely. But yeah, overall this was all right. So which of the is it Xbox next?
What was the highlight for you?
Highlights? Well, for lack of any others, I'd say the Team Asobi game.
Astrobot, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, you like 3D platformers, so.
Yeah. Is it Xbox next in terms of the console people?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, Nintendo hasn't given any word.
That's it. Is that it?
That's it. Yeah, it'll be fun. That's for sure.
Okay. Next.
Yeah, it was decent. Infinity Nikki and Astrobot looks very fun. The rest is kind of whatever. My look at the Until Dawn, was it a remake in the end?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, my look at that. Yeah, the rest was fine. That's it. It was a decent showcase. Had some variety. You know, everything got mostly equal showing, so yeah, there we go.
Failin.
Most of you have already said what I would say, in that, of course, not everything's going to be for me, but not everything should be for me. But overall, it's a good variety of genres, good variety of tones, all killer, no filler, so it's not like we have devs spending too long sort of drawing out a game, which is especially like a big problem for, say, like a Nintendo Direct or an Xbox, or especially Xbox, taking a long time focusing on something. So, you know, it kept the pace going, which is good. And yeah, it's just, there's a good mix of original ideas. Infinity Nikki was not something on my radar, but that looked very interesting in terms of, I have no idea what the heck is going on, but boy, is it cool looking. And of course, Astro, my love, my soul, my everything. The fact that it's here, and it was the capper. The fact that it was the final one at the end of this thing means that there is a lot of confidence in Sony. It's their one more thing. There's a lot of confidence in this franchise, a lot of confidence in Team Asobi for them to let them have that final say in the state of play. So overall, I'd say this was not bad. Not bad at all.
I guess Astrobot on the VR also did pretty well for them to keep it going still.
Yes, according to sales data, Astrobot Rescue Mission was the best-selling game on PlayStation VR, so yes.
Nice.
Makes sense.
Honestly, I could see Astrobot... Well, I think at this point, Astrobot pretty much is Sony's current mascot, I presume.
At this point, yeah. Like, remember, Joe, Astro's Playroom comes bundled with every PS5, meaning every PS5 owner has either played the game or at the very least is aware of it. So... it only makes sense to put this up for PS5 owners. So,
anything else?
And like, it also makes sense. It makes sense that like Astro is sort of the mascot. Like, even looking at, say, the logo, like especially when you're looking at PlayStation movies, when you watch something before, like say Uncharted, like Astro is like front and center of all of these mascots. So it goes to show that there is a high reverence for him. and that we should expect to see more of him going forward.
Honestly, in a way, every single Sony IP lives on through him since... Well, assuming that they'll cameo in his games like this.
I noticed...
That's interesting. Like, Astro's Playroom really shaped the identity of who Astro is now. Because, like you said, like, Astrobot Rescue Mission did not have cameos, but because of Astro Playroom, you know, everyone... The fact that this is an entryway for a lot of people to Astro because they didn't have a PSVR, this is what people assume Astro is, so they're just sort of rolling with it.
Sure. And it's not like it takes away from his own identity if we have cameos from these IPs either. If anything, I'd say it works on two fronts. It helps promote a new IP while also reminding people of the past ones, which does keep buzz up for a lot of those series.
Yeah.
Any other final thoughts found, or is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it. Again, everyone has said sort of the same things I said. All I have to say is Astro good. I can't wait to play Astro. Give it to me and inject it in my veins now.
Marco, you got any final thoughts?
I mean, I came here expecting nothing, and I'm leaving with a decent impression of the presentation, I guess. Like I said a few times before, I don't really have that big of stakes on Sony stuff. I am happy that they have basically embraced PC way more. So I'm if I want to play games that I see here, I don't need to buy a PlayStation 5 most of the time. So on that part, it's cool. But from what I've seen, I'm not too interested in the shooter they showed in the beginning. And this comes from someone who played a lot of Overwatch 1. I'm just sick of hero shooters, period. Like, what I mean by this is, when I started playing Overwatch, I liked it because it was a team-based game. It wasn't like a shooter-based. It had shooting elements and it had shooter elements, but it wasn't like focused on that aspect. It was more team-based. And nowadays, these games are more focused on the FPS part, and I'm just not into them as much. So it's kind of to me. Also, it was a bit cringe. the dialogue.
Concord one.
Yeah, no, that credit dialogue so bad.
Yeah. Besides that, I think most of what they showcased was like good. I'm very excited for Path of Exile 2, but we've already known since like last year, I believe, that we're gonna have that the beta is gonna come this year, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm excited to play that. I have no idea who Astrobot is. I can sense a lot of excitement here, but I have no idea who.
Trust me, Marco. You have to play. Trust me, Marco. Both me and Phelan, we played Astro's Playroom, so we know, because Team Azobi is right now PlayStation's most underrated developer, because Astro's Playroom, despite being only 3 hours long and being technically a tech demo for the DualSense, it still manages to be one of the best 3D platformers you can get out there right now.
It's incredibly solid. It's tight. It's responsive. It does a great job in showing the DualSense's
and it's incredibly
capabilities.
Charming.
It's a
it's just charming. It's just cute. There's a whole song about how the GPU works.
It's a great introduction, not just to the history of PlayStation, but arguably the art of platforming itself. Like, it could not only be your first Sony thing, it could be your first platformer in general for just having a good and nice time.
I can see that. The trailer showcased a lot of mechanics that past 3D Mario's had, so I can see that. So yeah, the game looks good. They had Monster Hunter. The character design, was it me, or it felt a little bit off? Like it felt like the characters had a more modern style to them, and not. I don't know. Maybe it was me. But yeah, I think it was a good presentation for sure. Yeah. That's basically all I have to say.
All right, Tio.
Sure. This was okay, but not as interesting as the previous one that had been present as far as state of play goes. Concord really doesn't grapple me as much as it could be. Gameplay wise, it seems solid enough, but like in this very state of play was showcased, I kind of seem to prefer the actual Marvel, themed one rather than one that tries to ape up the movies based on Marvel properties. And like I said, this dialogue is just so low. And if that's supposed to be foreshadowing for what the single player content is for the game, yeah, I'll pass, thank you. But everything else was technically more okay, like the new IP, Ballad of Antara. That one actually didn't look too bad. And it's mentioned also multiplat, so it's not a Sony title. The new trailer for Monster Hunter is, fine as it is. They're trying to clear and make a couple more missions to be more integrated with the plot, even more so than Rise had, and people speculated it was the direction they were going with the popularity of the franchise. So it had to be expected. We'll have to see how that pans out. But considering, it's probably at a point where it sells out of brand name alone, I can't believe, it's gonna be fine. The Silent Hill 2 remake trailer seems okay on the gameplay department. The dialogue seems to have the same worrying problems that we were noting in the early trailers. We'll have to see if the finished product manages to not screw over too much. And to be fair, it's kind of like around the corner. I thought it was going to be released next year, but no, it's this October. So we'll have to see how that pans out. The Until Dawn remake, I pretty much said everything while the trailer was going on. Again, it's one of the easiest games you can remake, and there are technically good reasons to do it. I'm not particularly sure they will do it for that particular reason, but who knows? One can hope. Like, again, even if we haven't seen it, there's also this supposed, Horizon Zero Dawn remake in progress, and God, there are I think at least of a dozen Sony titles that across all generations will probably benefit more remakes than these. But sure, why not? I'm sure there are a couple other right. Dynasty Warriors Origins. Again, it's considering at what point the franchise had gotten. I get the idea of starting back from scratch makes sense, but yeah, no, it looks fine for what it wants to do. Pretty sure there were other titles that I forgot about it, so let me conclude with Astrobot. Yeah, it looks cute, and again, considering the previous, both the previous Astrobot, game about included with the PS5, and the other major platformer that got released, Sackboy's Little Big Adventure. We're sorry enough. It's nice to see another one of these, and the fact that Astro is actually acting as a flagship title, as in trying to encompass a bit the history of PlayStation. I kind of just wish that there was technically a bit more than this, not necessarily for this game in itself, but as a big project as a whole, as in something similar to what Sega is currently doing with some of its more dormant IPs. Because otherwise, what essentially this is happening is having Sony parading a couple of corpses around, which is better than nothing. I won't read the night, and I will still take it, but it still leaves a tinge of melancholy inside, admittedly. For example, one of them being Spike from Ape Escape. So we'll have to see. Hopefully, this rekindles a bit more on that front. So yeah, overall, it was okay. Could have been better technically in my eyes, but it could have technically been worse. So I'm fine with this. Next.
Yeah.
I'll go next, I guess. Okay, so I will say this. This was definitely a state of play that kept my interest a lot better than they typically do. It had good variety, which helped keep things from getting stale, and honestly, I'll admit, I can see each of these games working for a flock of people in a sense. That being said, I am sadly not feeling Concord, I don't know, the visuals started off somewhat promising, but the dialogue is... Oof! It was Well, it feels like we have Guardians of the Galaxy at home, wherein it feels like they're trying to replicate the energy of Guardians of the Galaxy without realizing all the components that make Guardians of the Galaxy, which, includes not doing cringe dialogue like that. Now, I'm not going to say that it can't work, but it did feel a lot like hello, fellow kids, how do you do? In terms of how witty and humorous the dialogue. That's not to say it didn't work completely. The robot character definitely seemed interesting for what it was worth. His thing going on with the Gorilla Man is potential. It has potential. That being said, I'm not sure if that game's gonna be my style, since it's essentially doing the hero shooter thing by the looks of things. Conversely, Marvel's Rivals is doing something for me. I'm not sure if it'll turn out great, but it definitely has my interest a lot more than Concord. The Silent Hill 2 remake looks like it'll be fine. It's just, man, it still feels wrong doing a remake for 2 over 1, which, let's be honest, both of those two really do need that remake/remaster treatment.
Jova, we already got a remake of one. It's called Shattered Memories on the Wii.
I mean, it's not the worst thing, but we could do better, and that thing is pretty heckin' old at this point. To the point where, yes, even the remake could use a revamp when you get down to it. Monster Hunter Wilds. Yes, Capcom are definitely still on that Monster Hunter money train by the looks of things. So, that's nice. Let's see. The VR stuff is... yeah, no, it does not grab me, and the performance issues really just, again, break the immersion for me. I'm sorry. It's just... VR boasts about being immersive. I have never really seen what's so immersive about it. It's just something I'm probably never gonna buy. Unless it can, I don't know, take you into the game, but, well, we all know what can cause from the future with that. God of War Ragnarok coming to PC. That's good news. Good news. And could be a sign of things to come later down the road. And, of course, I gotta talk about the big highlight, the Astrobot sequel, which was just, absolutely fantastic looking. Again, like Tio, I do hope that this does spur Sony to actually use some of those IPs more, since some have kind of been shifted off to the graveyard, but again, ideally, what this should do is boost the sales for Astrobot, while also boosting, recalls and requests for the return of these IPs, which, to the point where Sony will go and realize the money that could be made in that regard. Even without that in mind, though, the game looks fantastic. Astrobot, which was a package in-game, already was fantastic, so this sequel looks like it's going to expand on that and then some. And even though it's not them getting their own games back, it is nice to see these classic and iconic characters come back. Hopefully they even get the license for some of the dodgier ones so that Crash can come back again. He was in the first Astrobot.
Jova, that's... remember where the Bandicoot belongs now. There's not much of a chance. So.
Well, maybe Sony could work out some deal. I mean, granted, I know it's probably not going to be ultra top priority for them, but one can hope. Nonetheless, though, this was a overall swell state of play. I do not feel like my time was wasted. Well done, Sony.
All right. So as for me, yeah, I enjoyed it. Okay, before I get to Astrobot, let me go for the rest of the stuff. Okay, like I said, Infinity Nikki looks interesting, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. Concord, I'm not into these kinds of games anyway to begin with. Not that I have necessarily a problem with them; they're just not my cup of tea. And I mean, it didn't look terrible, but also, yeah, I will admit that some of those lines are a bit, but whatever. It's not for me, regardless, anyway. So whatever. Yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds looks good. some of that weird samurai game looks interesting. I'll take a look at that later. What else did we see? The VR games, they look fine, I guess, but yeah, like the frame rate was a bit iffy on those. What else was there? Oh yeah, Silent Hill 2. It looks good. I'm still you know, cautiously optimistic, but hopefully, yeah, like but it looks good at least. So there's that. What am I missing? I'm trying to think of something else.
The Until Dawn remake.
Yeah, the Until Dawn remake. Yeah, hopefully we'll remove all that stuff like Theo said. So that would be good. Yeah, and stuff. So yeah, it looks. But yeah, no, the highlight of course was Astrobot, because I love Astro's Playroom so much, and yeah, like to have a proper full length Astrobot platformer, of course, is absolutely fantastic, and it's definitely something I'm gonna get day one, definitely. Because because again, Astro's Playroom is so fun, and this looks awesome already. So yeah, no questions there. Yeah. That being said, yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Astrobot, of course, bit like this, like the one big highlight, of course. That's what made it, because it looks so freaking good. So yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to recording that for the channel as well, because yeah, I know it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's it. It was okay. Again, Astrobot is what made it worth it.
Oh,
Definitely.
absolutely, yeah. All right, well,
okay.
That was the state of play, and I guess the start of Summer Games Fest 2024. Thank you for tuning in with us, Fallon and Marco. Hope to hopefully have you around for some other shows to come, and we will see you next time, audience, on the Squirm Show.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.